2.5 hours. I don't have to talk anything. But since we are in the, thanks everyone for coming. Since we are in the United States and we are in Silicon Valley, and the educational system is very different than Taiwan educational system, right? So today the first thing is, okay, so my question for you is, when you come to the United States, what do you notice educational differences when you are in the class? I need to talk. Very good.
And in American education system, American people encourage youngsters to be a volunteer,
right,
to contribute his knowledge to communities. This is I did not see in Taiwan.
That's very good. That's very good. Okay.
Very interactive discussions all the time.
Yes. Yes.
So we was talking about one thing is, and I'm just trying to repeat it, is quite interesting. People were talking about, you know, in the Silicon Valley, how do people generate all the idea, right? What's different in Taiwan? And indeed, I was talking about, if you remember last week, or today, what you're going to participate, the way how we conduct, by the way, is the same thing that's what we do in Silicon Valley. Okay. I know that's what we do in CK. I believe that's what we do in Google. It's really just try to be interactive, try to be openly, you know, try to be, explain yourself. There's always no right answer, but there's always a best answer, right?
So my question for you is, what have we learned in the last week? So our class is basically based on Steve's book, right? And there are 5 secrets. So today, as you can see, we are going to talk about core competency. Now, this is the second class, second workshop. So basically, this is number 2, core competency. But what have we learned on the last one? Anybody remember what we've learned in the last workshop? Not Sifu, okay. Sifu, you are out. So there are only a couple scenarios. Either Sifu is not conducting well, or students are not learning very well, or it's both. Yeah. Anybody, please. So what we have learned?
S-curve.
S-curve. Very good. So we have another S, right? We want to create different S-curves, right? And what creates the S-curve being different from this S1 to this S2?
The market.
Innovation. Very good.
Disruptive creation. Yes.
Disruptive. Right. So everybody has a phone, right? And this is not only the phone. This is only a smaller scale size of a computer and phone function. This is a disruptive product, right? So, and everything you can see here, because you are in the high-tech company. So a lot of things you have seen are very different than what you saw earlier when you were in a young age. So the first one is disruptive product. Okay, and definitely there are the other 3 series that we are going to conduct. May not be in this workshop, but those are the whole series we are going to learn. Right? How to make a company, not only a company, but it's a diamond grade company. So that's what this book is about, and that's what we are going to discuss today about the second topic, which is the core competency. Okay, so when you see these logos here in this screen, what do we know about the core competency of these companies? Brand. Good. All right. So we have a brand.
So, Eric, I would suggest,
yes,
okay, rather than do like, it can be from each company.
Okay.
And then everybody discuss each company, what's their core competence, right?
All right.
So that would be, for example, like Hyundai.
Okay, let's start from
then they go through each one, then everybody can discuss about what do you think their core competence.
That's a very good suggestion. Let's start from Honda.
Yes, because I drove a Honda Accord.
Yeah.
I can propose my opinion for Honda Accord. Good reliability.
Good reliability. Very reliable.
Yes, yeah,
That's very good.
Good reliability and high performance.
High performance. That's very good.
Good.
That's very good. What else about Honda?
What did that call company?
Yeah, affordable.
Affordable.
Affordability. Yeah.
That's very good. A lot of good points.
But
Keep going.
But anyway, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Right? So why you think that's core competency? I mean, a lot of people they produce very reliable car. They are also affordable. Many companies can do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why?
I guess because Honda has good reliability. So let's say you can spend the same money, but you can use this car for 10 years. But let's say for other brands.
So you say that the reliability but also cost effective.
Yeah, right. And you don't need to spend a lot of money for the maintenance. That's the issue. When you talk about Honda or Toyota, usually people will think, oh, it's affordable, high quality.
Okay.
Yeah, it's different with our cars. That's my thing.
Okay.
That's very good.
Thank you.
All right.
What else? Because I know the answer. So when I keep asking what else, that means the answer is not quite. No, I say, but I know the answer. And he said, what to say in the book? But probably not the right answer.
Let's read the book first.
That's why we try to avoid being.
We probably should go through all the companies and
Yeah.
No, but I think we will discuss this a lot, right? Because core competence is an important concept, right? Because later on you will define why it's going to make a difference, right? So we can go through this one, but we can come back again, right? We can come back again.
One
we can
point
get
out-
everybody a
yeah.
little bit.
I want to pitch in the Indy race in Indianapolis. There are only 2 car engines being used. So in the car race, right, a lot of laps that you have to run at a very high speed, and there are only 2 types of engines being used, and one is Chevy, the other one is Honda. So I'm giving out the answers already, right? Okay, so let's go through all of this and see what do we come up at the end. Okay, how about Nike?
I would say it's marketing.
Marketing?
Yes. it's
Marketing.
like when you come to like sports, everybody like thinking that probably Nike is the best, right? And they spend a lot of money and they hire like
Yeah.
famous NBA players to clear.
Yeah.
advertisements.
Yeah.
And even though I wouldn't say that they have the best quality,
Yeah.
but
Mhm.
when people just ask about what do you think about the sport, I will say Nike.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So marketing. Okay.
I think they also have good design of shoes.
Design of shoes.
Design.
The shoe looks,
Design.
young people when they see it, they
Okay.
think it looks cool.
Good.
So it's design, fashion, marketing.
Marketing, fashion,
New technology that use on shoes.
fashion. Okay. New technology. Okay.
That's good.
Good. This one seems to be easier, huh?
Anyone? Or we are going to.
Let's go to the next one.
Okay, let's go to the next one. Google.
Google.
Everybody use Google every day.
So what do you think of Google core competence?
Yeah, good search engine.
Search engine.
Yes.
Search.
engine.
good name.
Good name. Google.
Nobody can think of that.
Brand, huh?
Brand. Okay.
What else?
Free for user.
Free.
Free for user. Free. Free is competence.
Free for user, also free lunch for all the people.
Generous.
All the employees.
Generosity. Okay. Interesting.
Generosity.
Yeah, generosity. Yeah. Wow.
We We never come out with this answer.
We never come out. We haven't come out with this answer. But, it's good. I write down all this. Actually, the other one is whatever answer you have, we're gonna put in the book.
that would be the revision too.
Enrich.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, I had a conversation with a Google engineer who is a web scroller. He defines how to the Google's infrastructure, and he thinks the core competence of Google that other search engine companies like Bing, like Yahoo, is that Google every once in a while they will keep maintaining their very bottom scale their code. They will rewrite the code. Every once in a while. And but on the other hand, other companies they don't.
So what you say is maybe their core competencies on the software, but they have a proprietary on the code.
On the very
about the code, right? Nobody can change this one, so they own this one.
Nobody wants to put resource to touch that bottom code.
Right.
It's
So that's a proprietary code.
It's a search algorithm.
Yeah.
So the other one is, sorry, since
no
we are teaching you on this one. The other one you needed to maybe practice, get your thought in 30 seconds. So, and you don't need to raise your hand. But in 30 seconds, then people got it. Right? Actually, you have good practice because you have a lot of, you have something you want to say.
So don't need to raise a hand.
Only 5 seconds late when you raise it, and people can ignore you.
Because the other guy, if you go with the Indian or the guy, when you raise your hand, the other guy will talk already. So you never even got a chance to talk. And that's what I learned. Man, I try to raise a hand. I never got a chance to talk because the other guy keep talking.
Yeah, they overtalk you.
We have to talk louder.
No, we still can raise.
Anybody can outpace Steve today.
Yeah.
We still need to raise. We are Taiwanese. We still need to be polite. But,
I think this connect in many functions in our daily life, like Google Maps, Gmail, YouTube, and it influence the people nowadays a lot.
connecting people.
Yeah, connecting people.
Also, I think Google has a very, very special secret. Google very, very encourage their employees to try and realize their crazy idea. So Google has a Google X, right? For example, in 2005, they recruit some people from Stanford to realize, to commercialize the self-driving car, and so far, we are put onto
So the culture and the structure encouraging
Correct.
innovation.
Think big and take a risk. Right?
Yes.
Maybe I can add in one more. The mobile computing platform, they dominate. And right now they try to dominate AI computing platform.
So guys, I think we have this discussed, but again, it's the core competence, right? So we got to go back to core competence. Why we discuss about Google? Why they are number one? Why they are better than anybody else? It got to be, core competence means it got to be quite unique. When they are number one, number two, there must be something better than anybody else.
So everybody use Google, right? We don't barely use other search engine. So we agree this company, core competency, this is either number one or number two in this field. Right. Good.
Let's go to the next one.
Yeah.
The other one is we need to get the, I think the last feedback. We got to get everybody the chance. So sorry, I probably talk a little too much. Okay, but let's get everybody other chance to express their ideas.
Next one. Let's look into Coca-Cola.
Good flavor, also marketing.
Marketing.
Flavor
and marketing.
And marketing. Good.
It produce a way of being fashion.
Fashion.
Yeah.
Fashion. That's very good. What else?
So I've been to the Atlanta, I think it's one of the headquarters of some sort. They have a promotion, like a museum for Coca-Cola, and
Yep.
one of the things, their core value they're trying to sell is called happiness.
Happiness.
Yeah. everything.
So they try to create an image about
right,
happiness.
Image, the marketing, and anything associated with. So all your ads that you see is like associated with happiness. How happy when you drink it and things like that.
So what they say, they are not sell product, but they try to sell image.
Yes, image will be the
Image.
Good, interesting. Yeah. Okay, so maybe because we had limited time, so let's move to the next one. Say, Din Tai Fung, how about that? Din Tai Fung just opened a restaurant here, right? And a lot of people waiting for probably 1 to 2 hours just try to get in. But why do you want to spend 1 to 2 hours to get into Din Tai Fung? What's the core competency of Din Tai Fung?
I would say it's a standard operation process, even though we know that the one in the continuum stuff, but that one is not good. Yeah,
how do you know?
But from some of them they went there. So, but it's like they try to like keep their operation process the standard, even though it's like not only in Taiwan, Shanghai, or like any other places. So they want to let their customers feel like.
So she says SOP,
well,
right?
SOP.
So they put SOP to the restaurant business. SOP stands for standard of operation. If you run, like all the manufacturing, we are always SOP. But what do you say is standard of operation process? They put it into a restaurant.
Also, food is very, very delicious.
Delicious.
Delicious. Good.
I think I will put these two together and we'll be able to consistently produce high quality food.
Consistency and quality.
Being able to produce the high quality food.
Right.
And being able to propagate the art using this.
So every store you go to, Din Tai Fung, you can expect the same quantity of food, and they are delicious and consistent. Right.
Yes.
So if you look into Xiaolongbao, it actually has 18 foods on the top, right? So there's a lot of effort into it, and each one is almost the same weight, which is 21 grams.
Oh, that's what she said about SOP, right?
That's SOP.
That's SOP because everything is the same.
Right.
Even the chef Indian is the same thing. The Mexican is the same thing. And I think that's what she said.
I would go and make it the same.
Right.
I'm surprised telling me
yeah. It's all the same.
Yeah.
I think another one is the environment. They create good environment. They say that I think Din Tai Fung is the first one I see more foreigner. I mean here foreigner meaning like the Americans. I have been to one in Seattle, and my wife and I we went there and we found out that we were the only Asian there at that time.
Quite surprised.
Yeah, quite surprised because every time you go to any Chinese or Taiwanese restaurant, only Asian people there, right? So I kind of hard to see that anybody like Din Tai Fung. I guess because, especially for the Americans, they are not just like the delicious food, but they also like the feeling. If you create a good feeling, they will come. They will come always.
And this is in Bellevue, Washington.
In Bellevue, Washington.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this one is if you don't mind, I'm going to just. So what kind of feeling? While America, they attract to Din Tai Fung. What kind of feeling? I mean, we say good feeling.
Good customer service.
Good customer service.
Yeah. Sorry. And nice.
Yeah, that's a way to put it in because we're talking about core competence.
Yeah.
Put it in a way that describes.
You can describe it. Good.
Well, I would add to that. So I think back to the SOP and that applying towards the service as well as the process of service.
Yeah.
So, for example, my understanding is that within a certain amount of time, when the guests are being seated, the tea needs to be served.
Yeah.
And there are a number of times that your waitress need to come in order to ask you how you're doing, if you need anything. There's actually a requirement for that. And then there's just these minor details, but they put it into SOP so that not just the food
Yeah.
will be consistent, but the service will be
Yeah.
consistent
So
as well.
So you said even service SOP.
Right, so the SOP to every level.
Good.
Very good. Should we go to the next one?
Yeah.
How about Giant? The famous bicycle. Giant. That's our product, right?
Yes,
Is it
high quality.
high quality?
High quality with affordable price. Pretty much like Honda.
Good. There are many different sectors for their bicycles, right? And we'll get to that later. Of course, you can choose very high end, which is very pricey, and they are a little bit affordable, probably at a low end. But overall quality is pretty good. Yes. What else?
They also do a lot of image marketing, like marketing and imaging,
Mm-hmm.
or imaging. So they sponsor a lot of the performance. They also have their what do you call it? I'm not sure how to say it in English.
Spokesperson.
Yeah, like they have the star figures. They have like how Nike has like a lot of NBA players. They
Mhm.
also sponsor a lot.
Sponsorship.
Yeah, sponsorship. So that creates a
Very good. Okay. Anybody want to jump in?
Also have good design.
Good design
Yes.
to fit your body.
I think they are very good at material.
Material. That's very good.
You know, I would just maybe ask the people to think about it, right? You know, because I list here few things keep repeating, right? In terms of core competence, talking about reliability, affordability, marketing, image. People talking about fashion, seem to be repeating it. So what does it mean is a lot of company has these core competence, but the company listed here, they are successful. They are dominant in this market. And the other company also has this core competence. Why? How come they are not successful? So need to think about this also. Right? If we talk about Giant, okay, good quality, good design, affordability. That's many companies in the world. They are doing that. So what's the core competence? And then how they do it, how the marketing on that. So need to think about that.
So here maybe we define successful. How do we define successful in this case?
The point is, maybe when you say successful, when we also maybe we did not make it clear is when we sort of say the core competence is also this core competence somehow they define in the place they compete, they become very successful. Certainly they become better than other people, right?
It seems like it's their strengths that lead into their success.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's how I would think about a person or a company or industry or country's core competence.
Because maybe we can go back to say the Din Tai Fung. I mean, you talk about delicious and all this one. Taiwan has a lot of restaurants very delicious.
Okay.
Why is Din Tai Fung? Why is Din Tai Fung? Why is not 牛肉面, right? Because this one maybe help us to also think about when we say the core competence. Because core competence is a lot of core competence. Meaning every company has a lot of their unique stuff. But the one thing must be somehow standing out to have Din Tai Fung. Personally, I like the 牛肉面. I thought the 牛肉面 is number one. Likely couldn't be the. And I was wrong. I mean.
In Taiwan, we don't have any Michelin star restaurant, but Din Tai Fung is only one. But they are not getting the Michelin star in Taiwan, in Hong Kong, and that's when it starts to be famous because people get to know that there's one Taiwanese restaurant that can get Michelin 1 star in Hong Kong, And then people start to get to know that, not only Taiwanese people, but also like from all the other Asian countries like Thailand, Japan, China, everywhere. So when we get to know that this restaurant can be the like international brand, people get proud of it as well. So it's also, that's why it's easy like to make it like kind of like a world chain restaurant. Yeah,
Certification.
kind of like that.
Michelin star.
So how to get the mission stuff?
It's same thing. It's
SOP.
Yes.
High quality.
So,
high
quality
quality
SOP.
is very delicious.
Yeah.
It's much
Consistent
delicious.
quality, so all of that.
Right.
Yeah. It's not that easy to combine all those together.
So they basically all together, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to echo Steve's question. What is the secret of Giant? Yeah. And for example, that Giant try to find out or identify a specific market for himself. For example, in China, actually, there are lots of bicycle factories in China, and low-level bicycle market is tight. So Giant do not produce low-level bicycle. Giant focus on middle and high-level bicycle. This is, I think, this is one of the Giant's secret.
Actually, yeah,组长 just brought up that's one thing I try to communicate. You have a lot, everybody has all competence. It's no difference, it's just like you play, you know, I was talking about play Major League, right? Depends on where you want to play. And the point is, like he says, they define their core competence, but this core competence, whether you're going to win, become winning core competence, is where you define where you want to compete. I think that's what you say, right? So they don't do this, go to low cost, compete with a Chinese company, you will be in trouble. Because we're talking about cost, low cost affordability, Chinese company can be probably make even cheaper, but maybe the certain market, their core competence certainly will be not a Chinese company can match on that.
Right.
So the only reason I was ask everybody to think about this one, because this is, we try to train about strategic thinking. It's quite complicated. Depends on how you want to look at that.
So here also, Giant has a special core competence which is define its market sector, right? And a lot of company does that too. Right? Say for example, iPhone, it's more expensive than Android phones, right? And there's a special market sector for iPhone, and therefore define the market sector is very important. That's not only the design, the software part, easy to use. It also has a brand and market sector itself. Anything else before we
Should we talk about the Seagate?
Seagate?
So you put it in there, it must be a reason, right?
That's a reason. That's very good. So here we are in this beautiful building, right? And let's talk about Seagate. What do you know about Seagate, and why do you think?
I think they're best people.
Best people. That's good.
That's our secret.
So when I heard the Seagate, I was heard about the hard disk.
Yeah.
But actually, to be honest with you, I cannot tell the major difference between Seagate and the Western Digital. So.
But when you
time
think
to
about
market now.
HDD, did you think of Seagate first?
Seagate and the WD, but I don't know.
But these two,
Yeah,
just
that's
these two.
true.
You immediately think of Seagate, WD, or WD Seagate. Right? You wouldn't think of any other.
Other.
Right.
But I cannot tell the two different.
Okay.
So in this case, how do you choose between these two? Say
Price.
price.
Same criteria, same memory size, price different.
Okay.
Maybe on Seagate, I'm just rather than I'm going to let you to think this way. You know Samsung, right? And you know all the Japanese big company. They all try to get into hard disk drive. Indeed, we bought the Samsung hard disk division, right? So that means Seagate and WD must be have some core competence. Even this Japanese and Korean, I mean, Samsung is successful on everything they compete, right? But they are not able to overtake hard disk drive. Maybe from there you can go think about where, and then you look at Samsung, they take over DRAM, semiconductor, and even Japanese company, but they are not able to take over hard disk drive. So if you think about what core competence is.
Interesting.
Maybe even the Seagate people did not know that.
I would think of there's that 10 years ago, China tried to build
Changchun. Yeah.
a company to produce, manufacture HDD.
They call it Changchun.
Is it because the sales channel? It's like I'm not a tech people, so but I shop things at like a lot of
possible
stores.
any instance.
Yes.
Just look it up.
So because I see that whenever, even if you're in Best Buy, of course Best Buy sells a lot of like the hard disk, but not in Costco. But I do see that Costco they sell like Seagate product. So I think that if they have like more channel customer
You
partners.
say that the channel, the control the
Yes.
channel, the selling.
Yes. Channel wise, it's like they have more visibility to customers, so that's the one of the core components as well.
What else?
Can I say customer loyalty? Is that
Customer
possible?
loyalty.
Because usually they say if I go to Costco, for example, I see Western Digital or Seagate, and they both have the same specifications. I don't know which one I choose. I will go to the website and will look at for the customer feedbacks. And I will decide, oh, this one has 5 stars, so I will choose Seagate. And Western Digital only has 1 star, for example, for the same spec. And I will look at why they compare this one. For example, they say this one has consumed more power, or or its reliability is less. So I will look at the customer reviews, feedbacks.
It would be nice.
Yeah, I know some of them. I guess they are paid to write or something. But I'm not sure. They're paid to write reviews and.
So Steve, you want to?
This one I can give you. Again, it's may not be the right answer, but that's what we see, right? The hard disk company is a vertical integrated company, meaning it is from the design manufacturing they all own that, which is very different to all the other high tech. You look at semiconductor, they outsourcing. So they give all this manufacturing to Taiwan, to China. Then eventually all these companies become competitor back to that. If you look at Seagate from the beginning is always a vertical company. We do manufacturing in China, in Thailand, in Malaysia, in Singapore, but we own everything. And we think that it's a core competency because we somehow to prevent all the other companies because it built a very, very high entry barrier. And the entry barrier is not only design, but it's also manufacturing. Because if they start own manufacturing, they will know how to design. Computer is a good example, right? I mean, why we got Asus? Why we got Azure? They are original OEM, ODM for US company. So that's how we see it. So, but anyway, just a good example to think about this core competency. Certainly, it's not brand loyalty. If it is true, we will charge a lot of money. We will charge ton. Actually, Samsung probably a better brand. If you know, even Sony and even Fujitsu, Toshiba, all these big Japanese companies. One time, if you go to Google, one time they are all in hard disk drive companies. They have much better brand than Seagate and WD, but they're just not able to do it because.
Okay, good point. Let's kind of look into this picture here again, and then think of what's in common. We know they are successful, right? So what does that mean?
So I think maybe, Eric, we should ask it a different way, right? I think maybe when this company, I mean, when we define the core competency, when they define this one, what's going to do to that, right? I mean, real core competency is somehow they are able to be very successful, right? Then, so maybe we can go back to say, okay, Google, right? Google very successful, number one. Which one make them become number one? Just like I mentioned to you, Seagate, we are vertical integrate company. That's the reason Simpsons now. But that's maybe talking about Google, right? Why Google is number one? What is the real core competency? Maybe it's what do you say?
Ever improving algorithm.
Because this one nobody can do that, right? I mean, I don't know. I'm just.
Steve, I kind of want, about actually other thoughts since you mentioned about Google, and then you also mentioned about integrate, vertical integrate of Seagate. When you said that, I kind of disagree in the sense that I understand maybe from Seagate's perspective that is Seagate think that that's their competitive integrate core technology. But what about from the consumer perspective? Do they see those being having a vertical integrate as a competitiveness? Because you just noticed that there are two opinions already saying that when it comes to WD and Seagate, price is what they ultimately decide, or the customer feedback is, or over feedback. It wasn't that, because I chose Seagate because of the vertical integration, which is important, but I'm just saying that if you come back to see from a consumer perspective.
No. So don't.
So that ties back to Google. It has a lot.
I'm not trying to dispute what you say. I'm trying to go back to this one. Core competency is not what is company. How company going to become to make money? I mean, consumer. Yeah, of course. If consumer like what I do, then that's fine. But it's really doesn't matter what the consumer think about Seagate. Seagate want to put the position. I don't want Samsung to take over my business. I don't want to that. But consumer probably don't like that. My point is, but that's irrelevant to what's core competence. Yeah? You know what I mean? That's the only thing I want to clarify.
So one thing we probably can try to link this together. We do agree hard drive is about price per gigabytes for almost all customers that we deal with. Price per gigabyte. How we maintain price per gigabyte, that's our core competency. That's through vertical integration and through technology investment. If we cannot jump to next sector for technology, we cannot keep pushing.
So that's where I think, my opinion, I think that's where the gap is. That if the customer can link their image to the vertical integration, and then realizing that what they buy, even though it's a little bit more expensive, just kind of like Apple, they're buying like the technology behind it, that there's actually a value that they can feel. So that ties back to Google, because everything that we use from Google is they emphasize a lot on the usability, feedback, or the UI, if you want to call it. So when I use this thing, I feel good, I feel passionate, but it's actually useful to the consumer, to the consumer themselves. So whether it's Google Map or Gmail. Like Gmail, for example, they have a menu where they have like a lot of new features that you can pick to choose from.
Right.
And then give them feedback, or you can check and uncheck whenever you want to use it. They focus a lot on the usability, and then that the consumer eventually link that there's a lot of advanced technology behind what we're doing. So I'm saying I understand that I agree that there's being a vertical development or vertical integration. That's core value, but if you can make the customer see that.
Sorry, I'm not. But I wanted to make sure we got the conversation in the right place. No, I got that. That's the reason I think they make a lot of money, because they integrate the user. But let me make a point. Yahoo is the same thing. Yahoo want to do like Google. They want to integrate to all the users, right? How come Yahoo cannot compete with Google? And that's what we try to discuss about core competency. Okay. No, I agree with you. That's really their profit margin is so high. Right? No dispute on that. But then the question is, okay, Google want to do it exactly like Yahoo want to do exactly like Google. Why Yahoo cannot do that? where is their Google core competence?
Yeah. Some other company want to make HDD, they fail because they cannot make the price as competitive as we are. Because of our business model, because of our manufacturing.
Exactly.
And investment.
Because their business model is like because their core competence, they win. That's fine. But you can look at Yahoo and other companies, exactly same business model. But how come Google is so successful?
So I think the point is, all these companies serve their market segment very well. That's why they're number one, number two. Now the question is, what's their secret weapon?
What's their secret weapon?
What you see.
What do they have other people don't
What you
have?
see in that as their strengths that can take into that.
And that's the core competency you're talking
That's
about.
what core competence. Meaning actually we should change it to winning core competence. Because otherwise we say, hey, you know, we all have reliability. We try to make it
So they do
cheaper.
one thing and they do it well.
Yeah.
Right? That's a core competency.
Yeah.
I think it's a core technology that each company possess that other companies don't have that.
Which one?
Yeah.
For example, if we take Google, it has the best search engine techniques. Yahoo doesn't have such a good technique, so that if you use Google and you can search immediately the thing that you want to get, but if you use Yahoo, you can only get like 80% or 70% of the information you want.
So technology.
Yeah.
It's like the algorithm they use for the search.
You think it's the search algorithm?
Okay.
The performance. Overall.
Yes.
Actually, I think it's
So why
more
people
relevant.
cannot? So okay, so you search algorithm. So if I'm Yahoo, why I cannot copy it?
Because I think
Well, I'm Chinese company. I can get a whole Indian company. I can get whole bunch of software engineer. Okay, I'm going to copy your algorithm.
I think Yahoo somehow he positioned themselves as a content provider. He more focused on content.
It was before.
Yeah, and at that time they kind of they did not put as much resource in the technology development than Google. So and Google, yeah, they did not position themselves as a content, they position themselves as a technology. But answer.